Hi everyone, my name is Kevin and I'm creating this YouTube channel to share what I love, what I do and what I know. So I want to bring to you a tutorial today where I show you how to create a little animation like what you're gonna see next.
Show me what you're cooking. Oh, let me see them moves. You got the whole world looking like the scene, kind of magic taking hold of you. Show me what you're cooking. Oh, let me see them moves. You got the whole world looking like the scene, kind of magic taking hold of you.
So this animation is super helpful to create something super fast when you don't have that much time to create something, and it just takes a couple of minutes and it looks very good. So what we're gonna do is create a new composition. This composition I'm just gonna name it like whatever. So the dimensions depend absolutely on what we're gonna shoot our videos or what we're gonna upload them really. I'm doing just 1080, so that's gonna be fine. 1920 by 1080. I use frame rate in 23.976 and 30 seconds it's gonna be too much. Actually this is something about 10, but this really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna leave 15 just so we have some room to play with. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna create text, and this really matters on what you want to create, like what type of font you're gonna use, depending on how you like it. What I'm gonna be using here is my personal name, so I'm gonna just write Kevin Woods and the typography that I use. So I'm gonna just select that if I find it. So great, I'm just gonna make it big enough. I'm gonna move it around a little bit, I'm gonna scale it. So great, I'm just gonna make it as big as the screen, as a composition. This is how I did it, just to make always the same, but you can do it your own way. So this is something that I'm gonna pre-compose here, and I'm just gonna name it name. So if we want to change the name, we just double click and we change this. But if not, we're just gonna keep it inside our animation tab. So what we're gonna do here is duplicate this a couple of times, and we're gonna play a little bit with this. I'm gonna change it a little bit. I'm gonna put it over here. We're gonna take another one. We're gonna scale it even. Well, actually, we're gonna make this even bigger and use just a little part of the name. So we're gonna create this here. I can use this for the name, or I can put it in the little area here for, like, let's say that you want to say who is talking in the interview. So you put that in there, or you can make it big in the middle. I actually use it right here. I'm gonna change something. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller and add a little bit of space between the letters. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring it back. I think that looks good. And now we have to make the animation. So we're just gonna play with a few frames at a time. Honestly, it's gonna be super fast. Something else that I'm gonna create is another text. And I'm just gonna create a double X just because it creates something extra other than the name. I'm just gonna make it big, 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 big. I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna pre-compose this, enter, enter. It's gonna be super, super small in the side over here. So what we can do is change the order. So we can just like move it around a little bit. We can actually put the X before. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. It's a little bit too slow for my taste. So we're just gonna make it a little bit faster. You can actually like add more names. Let's say I want another one. Actually, to duplicate, I use Command D. So what we're gonna do is create another one and make just a tiny be here like a C, and this looks pretty cool. Actually, this is all based on what you like and what you don't like, so you just have to play with it. I don't like that the X is the first thing, so we're gonna play with that. So in here you can make it look like that, and at the end you can repeat these, you can create an ending like what you're gonna see next. So this is something super easy that it took us just a couple of minutes. Actually you should have two layers, name and XX. You can create solids like little bars or something like to glitch, but actually this is what works for me. I try to keep it as simple as possible, as minimalistic as possible, and that it still looks good. So that's what I got for you today. You can use it for a bunch of stuff. The good thing is that if you keep the original file in After Effects, you can move it around for each time that you need it, and just with a couple of clicks you just move it here, you scale it there, and you have a new animation every time, and it's super simple. So if you're editing not on Premiere only and you're editing perhaps on Final Cut like what I'm doing, you have to export it in a different way. So you go to Add to Render, Q, and you have to change from the RGB in the video output to RGB plus alpha. So the alpha is the background that it's gonna be transparent. You just export it that way, you output it to the desktop, and you create like Kevin animation, and you just save, render. And this is so short and so simple that the render is in 3 seconds. So if you have any questions, leave them below and I'm gonna try to answer you and help you. See you guys until next week.